9 out of 10 startups fail. That's a fact. We do not mention this to discourage you, but just to get you sharp on what you're doing. Though a lot of startup ideas seem very interesting at first sight, most of them are full of assumptions that have never been tested in the field. We advise you to make use of the lean startup methodology, which we will explain in this video using Enviu's venture Reflow as an example. Reflow is a social enterprise that turns recycled bottles into high-quality PET 3D print filament. Profit they make is used to create better lives for waste pickers and kickstart 3D printing ventures in developing countries. By now, you have probably filled out your impact business model canvas. Next, it's time to filter out the uncertainties.
Hi, my name is Jasper and I'm the co-founder of Reflow. I'm here to tell you a little bit about our journey and how we use the lean methodology to get where we are.
Let's filter out the things you think and get more certainty on the elements you mentioned in your impact business model canvas. There are several ways of testing whether you are right in your assumptions. You can perform your test through a minimum viable product or through interviews. In the execution of your test, make use of the validation board.
We started our journey in Kisumu, Kenya, where we tried to see if we can make 3D printed prosthetics so people with upper arm amputations can go back to work and regain their lives.
Start with the main hypotheses around your customer, being a group of people with a common pain. Describe the customer in as much detail as possible.
The problem we identified was that prosthetics were often too expensive, hard to get, and it was a lot of hassle to fit a cast into an arm to make one fit for a person. We thought by using 3D print technology we could make one customized for an amputee, so they fit better and they're more cheaper than the current alternatives.
Then define the problem you think your specific persona has to deal with, which you think you solve through your value proposition.
The riskiest assumption we had was whether there are actually enough amputees for us to support a business, to actually scale this and have a big impact.
The riskiest assumptions are the ones your business will depend on. Find out the most important assumptions that need to be true for your idea to work.
Something like a lean methodology, or any methodology, can seem very complicated. But actually, when you boil it down to the basis, it's really simple. Set good experiments, test it, and have some metrics that you'll measure. What we did, for instance, we wanted to see, can we build a business on 3D printed prosthetics in Kisumu? The hypothesis was that there are at least 500 people in the Kisumu region that would need our upper arm prosthetic monthly.
When you know what you want to test, you define how to test the assumption and what are the success criteria of your test. Think in this case of a percentage of confirmations you need in order to verify your assumption.
We interviewed 10 hospitals in the Kisumu region. What we found was actually the amount of amputees in the region that we looked at was so low that actually the impact we could have was very little. Furthermore, the technology to 3D print prosthetics, although rare, was not sufficient enough to actually do this on a larger scale, and other startups, other companies were already in the field, so our added value was very little.
Once you are done with your first lean test, you come back and analyze the results. What was your learning from this short experiment? In case you were not able to validate your hypothesis, you may want to pivot, different customer, same problem, or vice versa, and use your findings to adapt your business model.
So, when testing the prosthetics, one of our main hypotheses was invalidated. After this, we went to 3 or 4 other iterations, other tests, to see how we can build on our bigger vision. And that vision was to take 3D print technology into developing countries and to help waste pickers improve their lives. We went to 3-4 iterations before we ended up where we are now. High quality 3D printed filament for home users and 3D printing enthusiasts.
Well, that's it. Time to get out of the building and test your assumptions. Download the validation board on enviu.org and check out other tutorials on our YouTube channel.